The morning air was brisk, and the anticipation had me trembling with excitement as I trudged deep into the woods. The buck of a lifetime had appeared on my trail camera, and I couldn't wait to claim my trophy. I'd hiked over 7 miles into the wilderness, my steps muffled by the thick carpet of fallen leaves. As I settled into my chosen spot, the pre-dawn darkness began to transform. The sky painted itself in shades of pink and orange, and the forest came alive with whispers of birds and rustling leaves. I had countless opportunities to harvest a deer, but my heart was set on the one that had captured my imagination. Hours passed, and the sun inched its way higher in the sky. The forest was a theater of life, with dozen smaller bucks gracing me with their presence, but the one I sought remained elusive. Then, as the day waned, he appeared. A majestic buck with antlers that seemed to stretch to the heavens. He was the one I had been waiting for. My heart raced as I drew my bow, aiming carefully at the magnificent creature, now 40 yards away. My arrow found its mark, and the buck bounded away, leaving a trail of crimson drops in the leaves. I waited, my heart pounding, the minutes dragging like hours. It was as if time itself had slowed. After what felt like an eternity, I gathered my gear and began to track the blood trail. It led me deeper into the woods, each drop a testament to the power of the shot, but as I followed the trail, something felt off. There was so much blood, far more than I'd ever seen before. The buck should have fallen by now, but there was no sign of him. My sense of unease grew with each step. The blood trail took a strange turn, leading me to a small pool of blood surrounding my arrow, yet the deer was nowhere in sight. I couldn't fathom how a creature could lose so much blood and still escape. I ventured on, following the trail of blood. It led into a cave. I stood at the entrance, pondering if it was worth it to go investigate where the buck had bled out. I shined my flashlight into the cave, tracing the bloody trail, and I saw the enormous rack I was after, deep inside the cave between the boulders. My heart raced. At least I could finally secure my trophy. Suddenly I heard an unusual sound. I was very familiar with animal calls and sounds, but this one was different. At that very moment, I could see the buck moving behind the boulders, and my senses revealed to me that that was where the sound was coming from. I knew something was horribly wrong. I had to get out of there. I turned away from the cave, began my retreat. The woods felt different now, shadows taking on a more sinister quality as the sun dipped lower in the sky. My heart raced, and I quickened my pace, but the sound only grew louder. It was coming after me. I was more than 10 miles from my truck, and the night was quickly closing in. The sound from the cave grew more ominous, sending shivers down my spine. I had to make a choice, press forward and face the unknown within the cave, or retreat through the woods, with whatever was behind me gaining ground. My gut told me the latter was the only option, and so I fled, terror pumping through my veins. As I ran, the sounds from the cave faded behind me, but the sense of being pursued never left me. I reached my truck, gasping for breath, my heart pounding like a drum. I stopped at a fallen over tree and hid behind it to catch my breath. I peeked over in the direction I came from, and I could see the brushes moving erratically and tree branches snapping coming in my direction. In the distance, I saw the rack of the buck I had shot. I knew this was more than just a deer. Fear took over me once more, and I booked it. I ran for my life. I looked over my shoulder, and I could see it had stopped its pursuit. Its head slowly ascends above the brushes, staring at me as I made my way out of the woods. To this day, I can't explain what happened in those woods, but I know one thing for certain. I will never venture into that forest again. Whatever resides in that cave is not of this world, and I fear I was the hunted, not the hunter. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more.